What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing Folklore The Affliction and Fall of the Spire. Now this is the Kickstarter pledge that included all of the new stuff for the new expansion, as well as the miniature crate and just the minis for Fall of the Spire. Now I know I'm a little late to the party with this unboxing due to some of the stuff that happened with regards to the game. There was an issue that Greenbrier is currently resolving by doing another print run. They have confirmed that the games are in good condition and safe to play, so now I'm going to be doing this unboxing. Well, Folklore The Affliction, Fall of the Spire in particular, is designed by Will Donovan and Nick Blaine and published by Greenbrier Games. Now, I have gone ahead and filled up this miniature crate with the minis from the previous game, the core game, as well as Dark Tales. So this is going to be a full unboxing of this. You'll be able to see all the minis, but I'm really only going into detail on the ones that were new for Fall of the Spire. Now, I've been prattling on long enough about why this is a little late. So I'm gonna shut up about that now and we're gonna take a look at what's in these boxes. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Folklore The Affliction Fall of the Spire expansion. So this is the latest expansion. This gives us Story Journal 4. Now, if you're familiar with Folklore, you'll know that you can start like completely fresh with this new story, or you can even carry on some characters from previous expansions, including the core game. So we do have some new rules for encounter initiative, and a few other things in this the front end of the book, some custom afflictions, which is pretty cool. And then we go on to story 1. So we're looking at about, with the contents and a few things, about 9 pages of new rules. So let's slide the box over, keep the story journal visible. So here we've got a whole slew of new tokens that we're going to be using in the game. Not quite sure what they are for, but it does look like some of them are going to be environments, chests, investigation markers, maybe some posters, symbols of a bloody hand. These will be some of the new reference points, A, B, C, D, I believe. Oh, no. F, J, H, so they'll be different. These are wishes, bandages, Spire access via gateway. So lots of cool stuff that we're going to get here. Whole other set of ones, barrier of light, barrier of darkness, specific story stuff. We've got some wood, hazard, quicksand, the new encounter reference sheet. Looks like we got some different rubies. So this is the initiative board. Oh, that's pretty cool. Here we've got all of the different standees for the game. Now we are going to be taking a look at the miniatures box after this because I do the minis for all of the games. Well, all the expansions. And then we've got these rogues, which is interesting. So you can actually face some of the player characters. So here we've got some new tokens, or these looks to be actual maybe boons and different curses. So yeah, so this is for like sickened, fractured, lycanthropic. Just a few ways to actually use a token instead of having it on your sheet and having to look it up. Some nice references for those different conditions. Now here we've got the new locations for the game. So our new mats. Now they're all double-sided, so Cutthroat Camp. Urban rooftops, you can see what they are, like FS02B, FS01A. So there's A side and the B side. We're not going to look at all of them just because that'll take quite a while. But give you an idea as to some of the locations that will be on. Love the fact that we do have a full ship. And here's a spire that we can climb, so that'll be interesting. Actually, you know what? We'll just flip it over and take a look at the back because we're not seeing anything interior. Everything else was like exterior. So, under the waves. We've got plenty of cool stuff here. So if you're seeing some of the maps and you find them to be spoilers, I mean, it's really easy to take a look at all of these yourself. But looking forward to getting this to the table. We've got quite a few campaign games to play, so I'm not quite sure when. And we've only finished the first out of the 4 storybooks. It's possible that we'll jump ahead to Fall of Spire, just because it's something that we can do to get this reviewed. But I do want to play the Dark Tales. We do have, as you can see, significant amount of new classes and villains, so it might be a good point to actually start over. Now I'm not going to open these up. These are the plastic standees for the bases for the standees. Here we got the new cards, but we'll save the best for last. So let's take a look at what we've got in this bag of cards. And we won't go through everything in detail. That'll just take too long. Of course, I go ahead and drop everything because that's just the way things are going for me right now. But in any case, it actually came out fairly evenly. So we've got here we go. So we got the rituals. So I'd say it went prayer, rituals, faux tactics, items, initiative, equipment pack, and the last thing at the bottom, I guess, would be the abilities. So actually, it's kind of interesting how everything's split up rather evenly. So let's take a look at what these initiative cards are. So different initiative skills. So that's definitely something that is new. We've got some new companions that we can gain. So Beehive, Cryptid, Guard Dog, all sorts of new stuff. Mercenary, Defense 40, Stride 41d6, Squire. Cannot lose or break items. Pretty cool stuff, actually. Ooh, a Scavenger, which will help me loot foes. I'm all in. Some new prayers. Draw a random militia companion added to any one character's companion slot. That's pretty cool. So really some neat stuff. Unchaining, remove a tarot card from any character. Rituals. Vicious threat. Faux tactics. So Bolt of the Green Knight. Green flames engulf foe in sight. It spreads from foe to foe as long as there is no more than one space between them. Each creature it touches loses 2d4 Vita. So you got some new powerful attack spells. We can even become a Wraith. That's interesting. So these new faux tactics that we have here do explain different ways that the foes are going to be engaging us, which is pretty cool, and should make combat a little bit, quite a bit more interesting. So here we've got the items. So they're new items: a Kopesh, Recurve Bow, Jambaya, Barbed Spear, Silver Sickle, Alchemical Bomb. So a lot of stuff that's inspired by the region that we're venturing to and Follow the Spire. And then, of course, we've got the equipment pack. And I almost sent the cards flying again, eager to put them away. So the equipment pack here is just all the cards for all of the new classes. So we're not going to go over that in too much detail, but each of the new characters will be able to buy certain ones of these. So as you can see, Protective tells you where to get it. And each character class will have their own set. Ooh, a breastplate. Yeah, I definitely want to get back into playing Folklore, and I'll have to take a look at a little bit of the story for Fall of the Spire, see if it has any spoilers for the previous campaigns. If it does, then I'm not so sure if we will actually jump ahead or not. Looks like I got the abilities a little mixed up here. Now we're looking like we're in the right spot. We also have some artifacts. So Crystal Trident, exiled to perform a sonic attack. Use Cone Template for 1d6 damage. Very cool. Doom Seeker. I like a sword called Doom Seeker, so we'll get some new weapons and armor. Love that stuff. We then have some new abilities for each of the different characters. So definitely need some stuff. There's a Warlord at the start of combat before making your first attack. Gain 2 Vita. Spend 2 power points to gain 5 Vita. Love anything that will give me some more heals. So we've taken a look at these item cards, initiative cards that are available. Don't worry, we've almost completed going through the content. Now, as this stuff is going to be a little bit more on the spoiler side, we're not going to go over this these cards in too much detail there. But as you can see, we're getting some town events, which is something totally new to Fall of Spire. We've got what looks to be a whole new set of rumor cards, which is always great. So new side quests that we can get. And what's awesome about these is that you can just quest around the map if you so chose with them. So you can really just find rumors, keep playing, especially if you are in between storybooks. Here we've got some new road events. I'm not sure how they're going to get mixed in. They're going to be added to the deck, or we're just going to be working off those for Fall of the Spire. Then we've got some new off-road events. So these are the new cards that we're getting. Let's take a peek at the top town event. Don't really want to spoil anything, but Snakes and Ladders. So a group of people engaged in the game beckoned us to join them. Within the first roll of the die, we noticed the eyes glow red, so a leader must pass awareness 7. You notice an escape route and flee, you gain 8 lore, or you might have to skirmish with them. Now at night, Furry Fury. From a dark alleyway, a swarm of bats burst out, so you'll have to skirmish with some bats. Interesting stuff. Not sure how town events could be applied to the base game, but hey, eager to learn. Sure, there's probably a way to incorporate them into some of the later storybooks. So let's just put this content back in. It's fit in the middle. I'm not quite sure how it was in here, but we'll get it all back in shortly. So let's look at, I was thinking about doing the characters. Like I said, save the best for last. I think I got this box twisted. Let's take a look at some of the new enemies, as well as the hero sheets that we'll be facing. We've got the Anatomist, Guildmaster, Magma Guardian, a Master Ifrit, the Plague Doctor. So maybe we don't want to jump ahead, since this guy is a character that is referenced in the first book. We've got the Sea Prince, the Succubus. So these are all some of the real nasty guys we'll face. Then we've got the Crocodile, Cutthroats, Giant Scorpions, Djinns, Flesh Constructs, Nagas, Necromancers, Ooze, a Satyr, Sea Singer, Wisp, Rogue Character, and then I guess you have to use the character sheet. Even a Dust Storm, we're definitely in the right region for this. So we've got the new characters, the Druidess with her special ability. The Gentleman, I'm not sure exactly how he's going to work, but pretty cool. We've got a Huntress, the Magus, a Viper Maiden, and she definitely looks very deadly. I like the fact that she's got a bow. And, of course, the Warlord. So there are the new characters coming in Fall of Spire. Put this back in. Next, we'll take a look at the character booklets. And I think that will cover just about everything. Do we got anything hidden away under here? Nope, nothing under there for the moment. And just to keep things clean, let's throw this stuff back under the insert for the moment. We'll get it reorganized later. So we got the Druidess book. We got the passive summoner of the Green Ward, or an Earthbinder. The Gentleman. So we get an idea. You can see where the details for their equipment kit are, what their starting items are. The Gentleman. I do love the fact that we've got a nice background for all the characters. The Huntress, Hunter-Gatherer, Shaman. The Gentleman is either an investigator or a pugilist. We have the Magus, Order of the Alchemist, or a Stargazer. The Viper Maiden is a spy or assassin. And the Warlord is a dervish or a Saracen. So there you have it. We've taken a look at all of the new content that's coming in the Fall of Spire expansion for Folklore The Affliction. Now don't worry, we haven't forgotten the miniatures box. We definitely want to take a look at what's in there, as we're going to have a fair bit of sorting and organizing to do as we get all of our current Folklore stuff in there. So keep it right here as we're going to continue taking a look at this Kickstarter exclusive content. Well, this wasn't exclusive, but what's coming up is exclusive, I believe. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for the Folklore The Affliction Creature Crate. Now, I have filled this up, like I mentioned in the intro, with the minis from the previous campaign. We're not going to take a look at those. We're really only going to focus on the ones from Fall of the Spire. Now, this should still be on camera. Give me 30 seconds while I actually take a look. The camera is at a rather high angle, and of course, yeah, I did move that awkwardly. So I really wanted to showcase this the right way. Now we're going to get in there and let's take a look at what we have in the crate. So these are the minis for the core expansion. So what I'll be doing is taking the tray out, putting it on top so that you can see it. I'll actually also just put it right next to it. You should be good. Now we've got spots for all of the miniatures. As you can see, we have all the heroes from the game, and then all of the different enemy types that you're going to face do have their spot in the tray. What I do like is that you get this nice guide to help you organize everything, so you'll know exactly where you need to place all the components. And this is the same for all of the trays. Now, I'll slide that back in. Let's take a look at Dark Tales. The only thing I don't like is how that flexes. So once again, we've got everything in for Dark Tales. So all the heroes, the hands, the new flame tokens. We've got our afflictions down at the bottom, our spearmen with the laggy spears, the highwaymen. So it's very cool to have a nice place to store and sort all the miniatures. And even though it does take up a fair bit of room, I do find that, at least with regards to this, I don't feel like there's a lot of air. I feel like my space is being well used, unlike some others. So here's where we're going to dive in now and take a look. Now, I do not remember the name of all the different minis, but we've got our Fall of the Spire miniatures. So we'll take a look at the different types in detail. This is what comes in the creature crate if you only get the Fall of the Spire expansion. Now there may be part of this is cut off. I apologize, but we're going to take a look at the minis in detail anyway. So we've got what looks to be one of our Saracen characters right here. Very cool hero. We've got our awesome archer. I do feel like there's some more detail on these minis compared to the older sculpts. Really looking forward to getting this to the table, but we've got so much stuff to play. And Julie and I still haven't played Dark Tales, but we'll be getting to that eventually once we go through a couple more campaigns. We've got a nice brawler here. Like the detail that you can actually see his muscles. And we've got our new arcane character. Very cool. So here we've got, this definitely's got to be a named character, but a new villain. Another one of the larger villain characters. You can always tell the villains because there's not multiple of them. Here we've got, of course, the Plague Doctor, who is actually mentioned in the beginning of the campaign. So you are catching up to him finally. We've got some of the Assassins characters who look very cool. Almost wish that there was one that was playable because I like the sculpt so much. We've got these freakish tentacle creature. We have these I'm trying to think of what they're called again, but these different types of demons and devils, I can't remember right now. We've got these crazy heads. They almost look like sand nagas. And we've got alligators. I do like how they're coming up out of the water. I think that was a pretty cool choice. Here we have the actual nagas. So I'm not quite sure what those are called. We've got some type of necromancer, I believe, here, raising the dead from their spell book. And then we've got the scorpions. I hate scorpions. Of course, what would a desert-themed affliction game be without the jinns or djinns? So there we have all those. Now we've got the affliction characters. This looks to be king of the Nagas, or those, maybe they're male Nagas, I'm not sure. So we've got that character there. Here we've got some type of sand abomination. We have this guy, and I'm not quite sure what he is, with the 4 arms. We have what looks to be a succubus or demon, leading the other demons. And then here we've got the genie or the head djinn. And that's what we get for Fall of the Spire. Now, you do get some more miniatures that come in the last crate. And what you get down here are extra minis, as well as the ghost miniatures. So it's a little tricky to get out. It's a little stuck. So we'll take a look at this side. All the other stuff came in previous games. So if you did get the ghosts previously, you would have the stuff. You'll notice that our scarecrow actually is a different color. This is the color that it came during the second campaign, the Dark Tales campaign. We also got the Banshee, which I don't think we've ever really looked at as a miniature. Pretty cool. Love that we've got a space for everything. So here we've got these ally figures. That's why they're red now, because the allies are cards that you can gain, well, companions that you'll be able to use during the game. We've got now a swamp, well, a Yeti, which is just really cool. So we saw all of these minis already. These are the heroes in ghost form. I'm curious as to what actually happens in ghost form. Julie and I have never actually died in the game. We've come damn close, but we've managed to skate by the skin of our teeth. Here we've got a few of the Kickstarter exclusives. So we've got this other female character. This one probably is the succubus. We've got a terrifying undead lich right here. Not quite sure what this guy is, but he does seem to have some relation to those other freaky creatures. And here we've got what looks like 3 evil witches. And that's all the new minis that you're going to get just in the Fall of the Spire campaign. So this was the unboxing for Fall of the Spire. That's really only what we're showcasing. Now, I'm not going to try to put this back the way it was. I'm just going to get this back in the box. I'm going to do my outro in just a few seconds. So keep it right here, as I'm going to be back in a flash. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you will find links to all of our social media feeds: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you'd like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Folklore The Affliction, as well as Fall of the Spire when we get it to the table, just take a look down there on the feeds. There are plenty of pictures of us playing the core game. Now, popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. The one over here will be our most recent release, while over here will take you back to our review of Folklore The Affliction. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.